Hi everyone, thanks for downloading the new FIFA app, which is all around technical leadership and the growing professionally framework. As you're aware, we agreed to be a test group to test the self-analysis process, which we'll be undertaking with the mentees over the next few weeks. So I thought it'd be useful just to remind you all of the growing professionally framework again. And then just talk through how this app works and how the self-analysis process should work. The intention is that you road test it, you do it yourself and provide your own scores, and then you submit that using the app so that we can review whether the whole process is working smoothly. And also, I'm proposing that we have a follow-up session as a group just to discuss the content, whether you feel that there are any changes that are required before we roll this out to the technical directors who we're all mentoring. So just a couple of moments to talk about the Growing Professionally framework. You will see on the screen a reminder of the framework itself, which is broken down into four corners, if you like, the FIFA principles, and then some core behaviors, core capabilities, and leadership and management competencies, which we believe are crucial for technical directors in undertaking their day-to-day job. The whole purpose of this exercise is that over time, we arrive at a point where every member association has a fully functioning technical department or technical division, where the relationship between the TD and the General Secretary, and actually the TD and the wider senior management team, is as good as it can be. And the whole premise is built about strong leadership. Everything that we're going to do should be evidence-based and outcome-driven. And therefore, you're going to be going through this process, looking for evidence in each of the competency areas and trying to help the technical director arrive at their own personal rating. Now, it's really important to stress that this is not you rating the technical director. This is going to be a self-assessment. The TD will determine themselves whether they are a 1, which is at the very bottom of the scale, or whether this is a strength for them and they're actually a 5. And you're going to be challenging them, looking for evidence to justify the score that they wish to give themselves. A quick reminder of each of the 4 areas. The FIFA principles, all around transparency, accountability, cooperation, and inclusivity. And that's really just to remind all of the TDs that this is what FIFA is all about. And these are some of the principles very much in place at the top of the game that FIFA expect to be exhibited on a day-to-day basis. Then the core behaviors, there are 7 of them. I'm not going to read them out, they're on the screen, but you will see in the app shortly, you will see a list of each of these 7 areas broken down into a 1 to a 5 range statement. And TDs will be able to read the information and then decide where do they sit in terms of their own performance, I suppose, against each of these 7 core behaviors. Then there are a number of leadership, management, and emotional intelligence competencies. There are 5 in each of the 3 areas. So leadership, starting with leading people, managing stakeholders, effective communication and decision-making, and then a sort of a headline of what we mean by emotional intelligence. On the right-hand side, you'll see management, which we've pulled out 5 really important areas for a technical director to be able to work on: strategy, financial awareness, governance and reporting, commercial and marketing, and IT and technology. All general management competencies that we need a technical director to be able to demonstrate so that they can run their department effectively, they can put budgets in place, they can take action if they have a crisis, they can communicate effectively, and so on. And then emotional intelligence itself, EQ, where there are a series of focus areas around decision-making, interpersonal relationships with key stakeholders, self-perception, how the TD sees themselves and how they then express themselves. And finally, managing stress and actually understanding the signals and being able to put techniques in place to deal with this. The actual core capabilities of doing the job of technical director are significant. It's a very busy job, as we all know, and we have clustered the technical capabilities into 6 areas around high performance, coach education, grassroots, player pathway, infrastructure, and football administration. So these are the areas that we really expect TDs to be comfortable in assessing where they are on that range statement of 1 to 5. Just really to sort of move this on to the next step, on the app below the video that you're now watching, you will see a brief introduction that just sets out a little bit about the journey that we're taking to try and improve the capability of the technical director over time. And as we say in the framework, to help them grow professionally. And they can't do this on their own. They need your support. And this is why the first step of self-analysis will be taken with the mentor almost holding the hand of the technical director. Firstly, to make sure that they fully understand what we mean by each of the competency areas. Secondly, to try and make sure that there is evidence to justify whatever rating they give themselves. And thirdly, that they submit this form back to FIFA so that we can collate the responses and obviously then build a support plan for them over time. So we're going to ask you in the first instance as mentors to go through the process yourself. As you scroll down the app, you will see a different set of competence areas from technical, leadership, management, emotional intelligence, and core behaviors. At this stage, we're focusing just on the English variant. If any of you are struggling, I can send you the information in other languages as well. But in the app at this stage, we've just included English. When you click onto each of the different areas, you will be taken to a questionnaire. And the questionnaire will have 5 different statements, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, with 5 being high or very strong, and 1 being low or maybe a key development area. And we would like you to read the information, starting with a 5. And if you feel that this is an area that is definitely you're demonstrating every aspect as outlined in the questionnaire, then clearly you give yourself a 5. If not, you move down a level to see whether you recognize those behaviors, and so on and so forth until you find the score that best reflects how you feel you are performing at the moment. You continue the process until you have completed all of the elements, all of the questionnaires, and at the end of each questionnaire, you will be able to submit your responses. They will come back into a central place so that we can capture the data. And once all of this has been completed, then we will organize a meeting of the UEFA regional mentors, and we can take feedback as a team and decide whether we want to make any changes before we roll this app out to the rest of our group, and then ultimately to the rest of the technical directors. If anybody needs to speak to me personally about this, to walk through the app and to have a one-to-one about it, I'm more than happy to do that. Please send me an email to stuart.regan@fifatechnicalleadership.com, or alternatively my mobile, which is +44 7876 130 214. Thanks very much for your help. Good luck with the app. I hope you like it and look forward to hearing your feedback. Many thanks. Cheers.